This is KGW News at Sunrise.
This morning on Sunrise, former President Donald Trump will be back in court tomorrow following his third indictment. This time, he's charged with trying to overturn an election. The latest on that case coming up.
And I'm Devin Haskins. We're live in Southwest Portland outside the May apartment buildings. You may remember the fire ripping through this building just a couple months ago. Now an update on when demolition could begin. We'll have more in just a few minutes.
And we're also looking to the skies this morning. That is not the sun on the rise. That is the moon hanging tight.
You said it's a supermoon, right?
Thank you for the proper introduction of that moon, Rod. It is a supermoon. It's actually the first of two supermoons we'll see this month. We'll have more on that coming up a little bit later. A rare occasion, two super months in the course of, or two super moons
in the course of one month.
Super month.
Exactly. Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, August 2nd. The road has led back to the studio for Mr. Rod Hill. You were in Baker City yesterday. Yes. That was a lot of fun.
Can we say good morning, Baker City, real quick?
Good morning, Baker City.
We did. Thank you, the folks out there, for making our 2-day stay so much fun. Weather was gorgeous. The people are wonderful. The city, absolutely charming.
And you're going to have more later this month.
We
a big ta-da for Baker City.
Yeah, we actually worked when we were out there. We'll have that work later in the month. Here's a look at the, you were looking at the Wells Fargo camera, I think, over Portland.
That's right.
It's fairly dark in the 5 o'clock hour nowadays, right? But there's the moon. This is our Cannon Beach camera. So the point here is the fact that we can see the setting moon out over the Pacific waters. No marine layer. Everybody's going to be getting going with sunshine. The sun rises at 5:55 this morning. Right now we're 66. Going to be a very similar day to yesterday. Sunshine all day, 76 at noon, and then we'll get up to about 89 degrees for a high temperature, and that is your forecast for now.
That's toasty. All right, let's get you out the door real quick. A live look at the traffic map. All green, right? Happy to show you that. Happy to show you this. The trip out of Clark County wide open at the Interstate Bridge. That's at SR 14. We'll take you to the west side. Quick look at the sunset coming down the Sylvan Hill. Guys, no crashes, no unexpected delays on the roads just yet.
All right, we have another update to pass along to our viewers this morning. New information from Portland Fire as they mop up a grass fire that started on Hayden Island just a few hours ago, just after 2 a.m. The fire department sent out this tweet updating the fire. They say it happened on Hayden Island Drive near the railroad line, and it took firefighters about 2 hours to get it under control. There's still no word on how that fire started.
And we do have another heads up for drivers. Part of the historic Columbia River Highway is back open this morning after a brush fire near Multnomah Falls. These are pictures of the fire that broke out Monday night. Firefighters contained it to about half an acre. The highway had been shut down between Oneonta Creek and Multnomah Falls, but again, this morning, that area has reopened. To Portland's Goose Hollow neighborhood now, where a burned out apartment building could soon be demolished. You may remember back in May, a fire ripped through the May apartments near Southwest 14th and Taylor. A part of Southwest 14th has been closed ever since because the building is unstable and sections of it actually collapsed onto the surrounding streets. Our Devin Haskins is live outside the apartments at 14th and Salmon. And Devin, this demolition we're talking about, when is that going to happen?
So right now the city says no firm dates have been announced just yet. They say the demolition could begin as early as this week. Now let me kind of catch you up on that, like the what ifs. That's because the city says that the building's owner has a contractor picked out for the demolition work, but the city has yet to issue any permits for that work. You may remember on May 16th, as you said, a 4-alarm fire ripped through the building here on Southwest Taylor and Southwest 14th. All the residents living in the 113-year-old building got out safely, but the building was severely damaged. For the last couple months, the streets surrounding the apartment have been closed. Nearby streets have been closed because of that falling debris. Garrett Repp, a tenant who was facing eviction, has been charged with arson in the fire. The city tells KGW that the building's owner is working with the DEQ for the treatment of asbestos-containing material. Once a permit gets issued, the city estimates that it could take up to 6 weeks to complete the demolition. Now, as far as the streets closed in this area goes, the city says that once the building is brought completely down, they could see a possibility of the streets reopening at least one lane while that debris gets moved in and the contractor is able to move some of their vehicles in and their equipment in to remove the building debris. For now, we're live in Southwest Portland. Back to you.
All right, Devin, thanks for that update this morning. Here's another story we're covering on Sunrise. More than 3,000 counterfeit fentanyl pills are off the street thanks to a recent bust by Portland police. Police say the dealer who had the pills was selling them for just 80 cents each. Police say they couldn't believe the price. Without question, they say that is the lowest price they have ever seen for fentanyl pills.
Don't trust any drugs you buy on the street. All drugs that we've tested, that we've seized in the last year, have tested positive for fentanyl, including, cocaine and meth and other recreational drugs. Everything has fentanyl residue on it, and obviously at this point, the pills you're buying on the street that people tell you are oxycodone, they're counterfeit fentanyl. You're putting your life and people their lives at risk as well.
So police identified the suspect. He was in court yesterday afternoon, and he faces charges of trademark counterfeiting, delivery of oxycodone, and unlawful possession of a controlled substance.
It is another first in American history. Former President Donald Trump is facing a new indictment. He's now officially charged with trying to overturn an election and will be arraigned in federal court tomorrow in Washington, D.C. Trump is accused of attempting to defraud the United States by taking part in 3 conspiracies that include trying to stop the counting and also processing of votes and to obstruct official proceedings by stopping the certification of votes on January 6th.
The attack on our nation's capital on January 6th, 2021 was an unprecedented assault on the seat of American democracy.
Joe Biden's running against Donald Trump and losing currently, and now we have that Justice Department indicting President Trump.
This is Trump's 3rd indictment. The other 2 are related to his handling of classified documents and payments allegedly made to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. The former president believes he's being charged now because of his current 2024 campaign. His arraignment is scheduled for 1 p.m. our time tomorrow.
Intel is apparently making plans to expand 2 of its factories in Washington County, and that could eventually bring hundreds of new jobs to the metro area. Intel isn't saying much right now, but KGW obtained the company's application to the DEQ to upgrade its aging facilities in Hillsborough and Aloha. The work could increase emissions. That's why Intel will have to show it can meet DEQ air quality standards. A spokesperson told KGW Intel doesn't have a specific project to announce right now, but it does want to make sure it's ready for future expansion here in Oregon. According to the permit application, the DEQ must still review Intel's request. There will also be public testimony.
The first of 2 supermoons this month is still in full view here in the 5 a.m. hour. Stare at the moon with me, won't you?
There it is.
There it is. I see it.
Staring at the moon together we are. The moon will set just before 7 this morning, so you still have a couple of hours to check it out. This one, by the way, is called the Sturgeon Supermoon. Rod, correct me if I'm wrong here, because, I have been wrong before. But supermoons, I want to say, happen when the moon is full during its closest point in orbit around the Earth.
Yeah, it seems like, yes. And I think we keep expanding. We like saying supermoon, so we keep expanding the definition.
How about this? I know this is live TV. This is a live picture from Sunrise photographer Eric Patterson, who's also checking.
Yeah.
Eric, you delivered the best pictures of the supermoon, Eric. And real quickly, I know a lot of our viewers are out snapping pictures of the moon last night, maybe early this morning. If you did, send us those photos, won't you? You can text us at 503-226-5088. We'd like to see your pictures of the supermoon.
Oh, that was so cool. And FYI, remember, this is not the only time. August 30th will be the next time you can see the supermoon.
This month, yeah. 2 supermoons in 1 month.
Blue moon, they call that.
Yep,
the
blue
second
moon.
Full moon. Generally, we say super when it's one of the moon orbits that are closest to the Earth for that season. And the one coming up in late August is supposed to be the closest full moon pass of the entire year. So that one should be particularly wonderful.
Bigger and better.
Perhaps.
Bluer.
Yes. Of course, we can't guarantee that because, we're not in the guarantee business around here. I do want to touch on this. Boy, this is still going on, by the way. Poor air quality risk for wildfire smoke in Lane, Deschutes County. All of this, the tan color, Fire Weather Watch, this is posted for tomorrow and Friday because It's been a while since we've seen this. We're going to start to see thunderstorm activity fire up, especially it looks like Thursday over in eastern Oregon. And there's certainly a reasonable fear, if you will, that some of that lightning will come without rain. Dry lightning, of course, would be your best bet for fire starts from lightning activity. So we're going to be eyeing that. Generally across the west, and certainly Nevada, Idaho, Utah, we are seeing some scattered shower and thunderstorm activity this morning, and we have a little bit of rain just nipping down in southeastern Oregon. Now, this is Futurecast tomorrow at 1:30. This is Thursday afternoon. There's a storm just north of Baker City, and there were some more storms firing up in eastern Oregon tomorrow evening. So we'll be keeping an eye on that, and I'm sure monitoring will be on full alert out there for any fire starts. Okay, back to today, which is going to be dry in our area, and for the most part, just sunny. There's no marine push. It's 46 in Newport right now. Salem, good morning. 59 is your number. PDX at 66, 52 up in Kelso. Baker City, good morning. 53. Here's a look. I'm in love with eastern Oregon, so we're featuring eastern Oregon still today. Sunny and hot, areas of wildfire smoke. It wasn't that hazy, I didn't think, when I was out there yesterday, Monday. 93, the high temperature. It is a dry heat. Actually, I asked the locals, is 93, 94 hot? And they were like, no. Okay, 90 in McMinnville, 90 in Salem, 89 in Corvallis. Plenty of sunshine today, including up in Cowlitz County. No marine push, 86 your expected number. Still dry numbers, right around 90 the next couple of days. Some of us will make it, some of us won't. I do believe we'll all be up into the 90s this weekend, and that is your 7-day forecast for now.